Little Jack Rollaround, a bedtime story for children. Today we have a book named Little Jack Rollaround, a bedtime story for children. I think they're so pretty. I hope you guys really enjoy it. I love it. Please give this video a like if you enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories. Thank you, reading. So, here we go. Once upon a time, there was a wee little boy who slept in a tiny trundle bed near his mother's great bed. The trundle bed had casters on it so that it could be rolled about, and there was nothing in the world the little boy liked so much as to have it rolled. When his mother came to bed, he would cry, "Roll me around, roll me around," and his mother would put out her hand from the big bed and push the little bed back and forth till she was tired. The little boy could never get enough for this. He was called Little Jack Rollaround. One night he had made his mother roll him about till she fell asleep, and even then he kept crying, "Roll me around, roll me around." His mother pushed him about in her sleep until she fell too soundly a-slumbering. Then she stopped. But Little Jack Rollaround kept on crying, "Roll around, roll around." By and by the moon peeped in at the window. He saw a funny sight. Little Jack Rollaround was lying in his trundle bed, and he had put up one little fat leg for a mast, and fastened the corner of his wee shirt to it for a sail, and he was blowing at it with all his might, and saying, "Roll around, roll around." It sailed along the floor and up the wall and across the ceiling and down again. "More! More!" cried Little Jack Rollaround, and the little boat sailed faster up the wall, across the ceiling, down the wall, and over the floor. The moon laughed at the sight, but when Little Jack Rollaround saw the moon, he called out, "Open the door, old moon! I want to roll through the town so that the people can see me." The moon could not open the door, but he shone in through the keyhole, in broadband. And Little Jack Rollaround sailed his trundle bed boat up the beam, through the keyhole, and into the street. "Make a light, old moon," he said. "I want the people to see me." So the good moon made light and went along with him, and the little trundle bed boat went sailing down the streets into the main street of the village. They rolled past the town hall and the schoolhouse and the church. But nobody saw Little Jack Rollaround, because everybody was in bed, asleep. "Why don't the people come to see me?" he shouted. "High up on the church steeple," the weather vane answered. "It is no time for people to be in the street. Decent folk is in their beds." "Then I'll go to the wood so that the animals may see me," said Little Jack. "Come along, old moon, and make a light." The good moon went along and made a light, and they came to the forest. "Roll, roll," cried the little boy in the trundle. Bed went trundling among the trees in the great wood, scaring up the chipmunks and startling the little leaves on the trees. The poor old moon began to have a bad time of it, for the tree trunks got in his way so that he could not go so fast as the bed, and every time he got behind, the little boy called, "Hurry up, old moon! I want the beasts to see me." But all the animals were asleep, and nobody at all looked at Little Jack Rollaround, except for an old white owl, and all she said was, "Who are you?" The little boy did not like her, so he blew harder, and the trundle bed boat went sailing through the forest till it came to the end of the world. "I must go home now, it is late," said the moon. "I will go with you, make a path," said Little Jack Rollaround. The kind moon made a path up to the sky, and up sailed the little bed into the midst of the sky. All the little bright stars were there with their nice little lamps. And when he saw them, that naughty Little Jack Rollaround began to tease. "Out of the way there! I am coming!" he shouted, and sailed the trundle bed boat straight at them. He bumped the little stars right and left, all over the sky, until every one of them put his little lamp out and left it dark. "Do not treat the little stars so," said the good moon. But Jack Rollaround only behaved the worst. "Get out of the way. Oh, moon!" he shouted. "I am coming!" And he steered the little trundle bed boat straight into the old moon's face and bumped his nose. This was too much for the good moon. He put out his big light all at once and left the sky pitch black. "Make a light, old moon, make a light," shouted the little boy. But the moon answered never a word, and Jack Rollaround could not see where to steer. He went rolling crisscross, up and down, all over the sky, knocking into the planets and stumbling into the clouds, till he did not know where he was. Suddenly he saw a big yellow light at the very edge of the sky. He thought it was the moon. "Look out! I am coming!" he cried, and steered for the light. But it was not the kind old moon at all. It was the great mother sun, just coming up out of her home in the sea to begin her day's work. "Youngster, what are you doing in my sky?" she said. And she picked little Jack Rollaround up and threw him, trundle bed boat and all, into the middle of the sea. And I suppose he is there yet, unless somebody picked him out again. The end. Good job, friends. Thank you so much for reading with me. Bye, I'll see you next time.